Welcome back everyone, my name's Eltimar and we are going to be continuing our Let's Play of Disco Elysium. Where we left off last time, we told the man about the crush. That was perfectly fine. We need to ask Kuno if he knows anything about the victim's clothes in the trash. And that's going to probably be a nightmare. Maybe not do that. We can just ignore Kuno. Well, Kuno's an important character. Usually when they put a voice-acted character in the game, he is sort of important, but god, I hate him. I just want him to die so much. I usually don't advocate. That's not true. I usually advocate for the murder of children, but I especially want to murder this one.
Fuck, does Kuno care?
God, I hate him. The boy turns to, he doesn't care. Kuno, I found your shack. I point to the shack. You found Kuno's secret door to Kuno's secret shack? It was closed for 5,000 years. How the fuck you get in? I push the panels aside, Kuno. And then what? Fuck in there? You fucking Kuno's kingdom? You trying to fuck? Get you again, Kuno? What was with the pig head? Oh, that. He picks a bit of dirt from his fingernail. Kuno decapitates pigs. That's just a Kuno demo tape. Demo tape. Demo tape like some sort of musician? Yeah, Kuno plays on snuff radio. Fucks pigs alive. Fucks their heads off. He ominously points to the shack. Kuno's a cop killer. Found a plate covered with powder residue. Know anything about it? That's where Kuno gets his daily hit of electric. Kuno Shazam. Kuno rides the fucking lightning in there, pig. Bet you'd like to ride the lightning too, wouldn't you? You feel old and tired, but you could have had a sparkle in your eye. What's with the tube of magnesiolum? Magnesiolum? Whatever. Kuno. It's a vitamin, pig. Don't you know anything? He looks at you like you just pointed at the sun and asked what it was. You could use some. It's magnesium, right? Yeah, it's the mag. You fucking need that shit to stay on top of your game. Kuno goes through like a tube a day. Rubs mag like a motherfucker, and you could use a barrel. Don't teach him, Kuno. He's gonna use it against you, Kuno. I know all about magnesium. I rock it all the time. He looks at you, eyes bulging. You're not getting this, pig. It completely takes away the hangover. It's like you didn't do anything, like you stayed home playing with your choo-choo. Fuck you, pig. Don't do mag. You're gonna OD and you're gonna fucking die. Heard enough of this. I need to talk about the crime scene. Yeah, Kingdom of Kuno. What the fuck do you want with it? The dead man's clothes were in the trash. How'd it get there? Yeah, Kuno doesn't know shit about that. That shit is beneath Kuno. I need to know. It could lead to be a lead in the investigation. Someone might have tampered with the murder scene. Listen, he stops you. Kuno doesn't care about this small-time shit. Just listen. Kuno saw what you did there. Dumpster diving, sad shit. Kuno could hook you up with some sweet rags. Shit like Kuno's wearing. He points to his pants. Your size, good price. 500 real. You'd have to be blind not to notice the giant white letters fallen running down his trouser leg. Alright. Entertain me. What's so great about this pants? Pig, these are fallen modulars. Liquid fit, performance crotch, urban survival shit. Made in Morova by scientists. Pants scientists. Believe it, you need this shit. He unzips his jacket to give you a quick peek at the plastic wrapped pants. They're graphite black and look brand new. These could drastically improve your chances of survival in the urban wilderness. Wait, I asked what happened to his clothes. You must have seen them lying around. Look, Kuno ain't seen shit around here except for that. I'm not saying that. Up there, he points to the cadaver. Now you want a performance gear or not, Grandpa? The lieutenant remained silent, but his expression couldn't say I told you so any louder. No, Kuno. You don't know anything about the tampering and investigating, and I already have pants. Whatever, Kuno was trying to help you, but you're too fat for Fallon anyway, pig. There's also a mug in the trash. A mug? A mug in the trash? Is that what the fucking clothes again? Yeah, does this racist mug have anything to do with it? Yeah, Kuno sees where this is going. Kuno's got a fast brain. You saying you pigs are after the mug fucker, because he's a clothes fucker. Can't hear you, Kuno. Speak louder, Kuno. That's exactly what I'm saying, Kuno. Someone has tampered with the crime scene. Clean up some of it. Shit, that's tense. He looks for a moment. Something's gonna go into the beat-down basement, huh? Mug guy gonna get tied to the radiator? He nods in approval. Kuno doesn't know who put that shit in there, and if he did, he wouldn't squeal. But if you find out, maybe you can tell the Kuno who it was. He's curious. He likes putting two and two together here. Stop turning into a pig, Kuno. They're trying to get you hooked on the snitching. She lets out a hiss. Even meaner than before. Get away from my Kuno. Word. Yeah, Kuno jumps back. Get your bacon shit away. Kuno doesn't like to be seen with the popo. Get your shit done and get out of Kuno's face. I gotta go, Kuno, because I can't stand to be around you more than 10 seconds without wanting to kill you. This is Kuno's place, right? I should light it on fire. But there's magnesium in there. Takes away hangovers, apparently. But it's also a drug, I think. Do we have magnesium? Pretty sure we do. We have an ape pen, a dock work shift card. Wait, those are interactables. There we go. Yellow man mug, damaged ledger. Nothing there. Okay. We have some alcohol. We should sell that so that we don't, maybe we can sell some of these clothes actually at the pawn shop. And some of these rifles. Yeah, we can probably get money. By selling all this junk. That's a genius idea. Alright, well we're gonna head to the pawn shop anyways, because maybe our gun is there. There's a possibility that our gun's there. I'm not gonna drink that. I need more money. I can't get a secret passage yet. I need 2 signatures from Everard. We'll do that when we go to bed tonight. Joyce's info, we need our badge. We need to track down our badge. That sucks. Keep searching for the collar. Get a reality lowdown. Can't do that. We need to try and... we can try and approach the body again. And then we're going to go to the pawn shop. Alright, let's try to do this. I wonder if we can even unlock it yet. Yep. Well, we can probably do it, hopefully. The corpse appears to laugh at you, black froth bubbling on its lips. Every molecule in his body reeks of death. It's still too much. You feel it coming up again. Really? 72% chance? Ugh. Yeah, it's fine. We'll do it tomorrow or something. Or maybe when we level up, we'll do endurance. Even though I got my shit compressed, how's it possible? I'm at a loss as well. I could swear your shit was together. Sometimes even that's not enough. Life is unfair. I need to be stronger. Learn to keep it in long enough for us to work. There's nothing else to do. Need to do endurance skills. Alright. How long until we can level up? 85 experience. Okay, we'll work on that. Although I'm kind of annoyed that we failed a 72% roll. Who's that? How do I get up there? It's the roof of this building. How do I... I'm not quite sure how to get up there yet. There's definitely somebody up there, though. We can also talk to these guys. We need to do that as well. Oh, the sun's come up. It's been so gloomy the last couple of days, but now it's sunny out. Oh, it's really nice, actually. If I were the roof, where would I be? Not this way, apparently. A gust of briny wind washes over you. How do we get up there? Maybe there's a way from outside. I guess that's possible. Our poor window. We have broken everything in this place. Can we go in there? It's the second day. Okay. That is a strong no. Let's go talk to the guys downstairs. Might as well. Who are you? Let's start with you.
Let me handle this.
The woman says to the crowd in the mess hall before turning to you.
You seem a little different today. Less hospitable.
You are far from home, Lieutenant. This isn't a district known for its love of self-proclaimed militiamen.
You're not a gardener.
That's right. I'm not a gardener. I'm a legal counselor for the Dockworkers Union.
It feels like she's waiting for a reaction of some sort. You're right, Lieutenant. She did seem friendlier sitting on that corner. Not a muscle moves in her face, but her eyes trace yours, stern and perceptive.
You are looking for Titus Hardy, who you think has information on the murder the RCM is investigating. You want to interview him.
She points to the man standing in the middle of the room.
That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong-arming, nothing official. The district of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
She says nothing, but her glare speaks for her. Could this be the Miss Beaufort that Easy Leo mentioned? The one Mr. Everett sent to school? Are you Lizzie Elizabeth Miss Beaufort? I'd suggest not wasting time on trivial pleasantries and focusing on why you're actually here. Titus Hardy, she points to the tall man by the table. Even though she has excellent control over herself, something moved behind her eyes, the way she stands, in her face. You see, Leo told me about you. He likes to talk a lot. You're not here to chat up to legal counsel, you're here to question this man. What's your role in all this? Look, I already told you, I'm the legal counselor. She crosses her arms. Do you have hearing problems? What if I want to talk to you, but not Titus? What you want is of no significance, officer. Do not test your authority in Martinez. You are no one. What are you going to do to me? The lieutenant is not satisfied with the approach. What are we going to do to you? She starts laughing. It's a cold laughter devoid of joy. The union isn't going to do anything to you. It's not a crime syndicate. It's a labor organization. The gruff harump from the table. Goddamn right it is. If anything, it is the RCM who do things to people. She shakes her head. But we digress. Why are you so aggressive? Aggressive? You make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock workers. So you were spying on us, and now you represent murder suspects, just dock workers. We talked to Everett, Claire. We know who these men are, the union's militant wing. Listen, you morale intern lackeys. You're a mob, enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards. Fuck yeah! The tall, broad-shouldered man takes a sip of his beer. So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders. I like that. Good start. Let's take it a step further. Armed uprising. What are the union's plans? Look, a comedian. Her expression stiffens. Do your job. Ask your questions and get out of Martinez. Strange. It's as if people don't believe a cop could be a socialist revolutionary. I guess we'll talk to Titus. Oh, there's a thing. Our thought is complete. The 15th Indo tribe. Because there was. The 15th Indo tribe was comprised of 8 kids from Felborg and north of Jamrock, running from wild dogs in the valley, hiding scents under rocks and stealing clothes off clotheslines, and sometimes even the copper wiring of phone lines. You may have been one of them. This must be a childhood memory. The 15th Indo tribe was your Indo tribe, set to rule in Selinde. The rest of the kids are dead now. Car accidents and drug overdoses. Only you remain. We get 10 cents for every green orb clicked, and the learning cap for savoir faire is raised to 6. So we get extra money for stuff. We have to watch for green orbs. Is that a green orb? Does that count? It's a bowl. I guess not. It's probably the ones above the head, I guess.
This is where you say your bits.
The broad-shouldered man points to you with a beer can.
Detective?
The lieutenant acknowledges you with a sharp note. He's leaving it to you. We need to talk about the man hanged up back.
This is about him? A real looker, that one.
He looks around.
You're sure taking your time, waiting for him to get all ripe and pretty for you, huh?
Oh, he's a real pretty boy by now. Real hot stuff. Letting out that pretty boy smell.
Glenn nods along.
Time to go to work in the shit factory.
Easy, boys. These janitors have a hell of a job cut out for them. I mean, I wouldn't go in there for $1 million.
He slaps his forehead.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
Do a head count first. Connect these men to the tracks you saw in the yard. Chances are they're going to match. Scan the room. Starting from the right, boot size 44, blonde man in his 30s, overbearingly masculine. Sitting on his right, standard working boots, size 45, 46. Eldest in the room, probably mid-50s, smoker, quiet. Across the room, across the other side of the table, hobnailed working boots, size 43, gang tattoos. Mesker Saramizrian in his late 30s, early 40s. He spent his youth in Villabos, a housing project in Jamrock Quarter. There were incarcerations. Hard to say what else, the ink is fading. And then standard working boot, steel reinforced toes, size 46, the big dick. Wide at the shoulders and lean at the hips, rugby cap, fingerless gloves, and numerous scars, little under 40. The emblem on the vest says Rowing Club. A little patch below it reads T. Hardy, Captain. In the far corner, standard working boots, steel reinforced toes, size 44, 40-something, non-alcoholic beverage in his hand. You squint. Is that a plectrum? Where? On his neck. Forget it, it's not important. Let's call this one the musician. And the little guy, size 41, with a light step, not a child after all, an older man with a rat face, mean watery eyes, and 2 front teeth missing. In the middle, heaving and wheezing, big guy, boot size 46, deep marks, probably carried the victim over. He alone is 130 kilos. Add the man in armor and you could easily exceed 220. In conclusion, these 7 are the actors in the crime scene. The footprints were theirs, but there's a discrepancy. One of them is missing, the odd soul. Exactly. You stood there for about 4 seconds not saying anything. Hit them with questions. Where's the 8th Hardy? The fuck is with you, fellow? Titus is staring at you with his head tilted. I found 8 sets of footprints, but there's only 7 of you. Where's the 8th Hardy boy? What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th Hardy boy. There's 7 of us, and we're all here. He sizes you up. Or what? You want to be the 8th Hardy boy? We ain't hiring. He shakes his head. Actually, boss, we've been talking, and we think She could maybe... She! So there's an 8th Hardy and it's a Hardy girl. Who might it be? Elizabeth? The gardener? Shut the fuck up, Glenn, he roars. I do the talking here now. What the fuck do you want, cop? So let me get this straight. There is an 8th Hardy boy, and it's a she, and you don't like us talking about her. That's right, we're not talking about this. It's a private Hardy boys matter. Nothing to do with your shit, and he points at Kim. You're not cops here. Don't go digging around if you don't want a bullet in the back of your head. I'm watching you. Good, we're all watching each other. Lieutenant adjusts his spectacles. Officer, your question? There's no point in pushing it further, he thinks. This is already a victory. We'll learn more about this 8th Hardy sooner or later. The man hanging in the backyard. Did you do it? The pretty boy? He takes a sip from his can. You guys really love talking about the pretty boy. Funny, Lieutenant says without a smile, but my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you. We've already spoken to the head of the Union. Everett? Yes, him. And what did he tell you? His eyes narrow. That we killed him? That we took a cargo belt from the harbor, went out back, and used it to hang him? He looks you dead in the eye. Because we did. All of us together. Hope he told the story straight. Hope he told it well. There's a catch hidden somewhere. He didn't confess so that you could take them all away. It's too simple. But there's a catch. There's no catch. These 7 honest men have all equally come forth to tell you what happened so that you don't waste any more of your time. All 7 together. They're diluting responsibility. It's an anti-arrest tactic. You murdered him just like that? No remorse? How many people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt remorse for them? Shays. Electrique is the method of capital punishment in Revachol under the Coalition. During the suzerain's reign, it used to be the firing squad. Or sent them to the Reunion to rot for 20 years. For life, he says, as if it were worse than dying. What we do is different. We enforce the law. You just kill people like it's nothing. But you see, a lawman, he says, squeezing his beer can, is something people agree upon, and here in Martinez, we agreed that this man had to die. Why? Why? He hisses through his teeth. Because he was a worthless mercenary, scum, and he stepped out of line in my town. So he's a mercenary, that's it. And he stepped out of line, he repeats, jaw clamped shut like a vice. What kind of mercenary? The kind that shows up when you start a strike, the experienced kind, too. Had Elysium and Seminin written all over him. Ex-Orangis? Special Forces. A live grenade, the man spreads his arms right here in our bar. Can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara. Hold on, how do you even know he was Special Forces? Because one night he walked straight up to the mic and said, I'm Orangis, goddamn Special Forces, and I'm gonna fuck you all. Really? Yeah, really? He had a grin, or had gin and tonic up to there, sang some Orangis paratrooper song, and said he's gonna fuck everyone. We couldn't believe it either, but he fucking did, right there. He points to the stage like some kind of animal. Sire, the tale is true. This is a serious violation of the karaoke code. Okay. Besides the crimes against karaoke, what did he actually do wrong? Wrong, he roars. He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning. He wiped spittle from his mouth. From rape to harassment to threats of violence, why the strange de-escalation? He regrets mentioning it. Hopes he didn't notice. To kill us all if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over, he cracks his knuckles. And that was before he started coming here. Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint. Now, started coming here every night, drinking, grabbing girls. Grabbed one of ours mid-karaoke, right there on the stage. He grabbed someone? The lieutenant is trying to make sense of this flood of information. Yeah, this girl's on the mic. Beautiful girl, young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. Fucker grabs her leg, starts screaming. Show me your cunt. Why don't you show me your cunt? Then he gets knocked in the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down. He shakes his head in disbelief. Was this the same woman who was sexually assaulted? Raped, as you said? Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out of there before anything else could happen. Yeah, me and Eugene got her out. Aren't you fucking listening? He repeats like a parrot. There's something odd here. Seems like they don't want to talk about the rape Titus mentioned. Why not? This is a serious allegation. Make them talk about it. Right, but who did he rape then? This is a very serious allegation. No. There's a moment of silence. You're not getting a name. That's a Martinez matter, and I'm not dealing with you clowns. There's nothing you can do for now. He's stonewalling you. Who called the shots that night? Are you deaf? There'll be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a Hardy boy without arresting all the Hardy boys. A shadow of a smirk passes her lips and she tilts her head. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all? A trick question. Don't let her lead the conversation. No, but seriously, who calls the shots around here? Who the fuck do you think does? He sounds more amused than angry. You do. You give the commands. That's right, asshole. Titus Hardy runs the Hardy Boys. Ain't that so, fellows? He looks around for approval. Titus grins. Think you got your answer, Mr. Law. No, you do not get an answer. Titus does administrative work. He pushes paper, fills out forms, and the others can't read. But on that night, they acted as one man. How'd you kill him? We hanged him up by his neck until he got real still. Wasn't that obvious, Copper? Didn't they teach you anything at the cop school, idiot? This is where the autopsy would come in handy. You have to work with what you know. We need more. Did you muffle him? We didn't hear any reports of screams. Titus, you don't have to clarify anything. We overpowered him, dragged his unconscious body to the tree, put a noose around his neck and hanged him until he was dead and steady. Then we left him for the seagulls, maggots. The small man points at you, and you fucks. Makes them a bit more uncomfortable first, then see if it adds up. I'm gonna wait. Wasn't he a trained killer from Orange East Special Forces? If so, how were you able to manage to overpower him? With numbers, asshole, how do you think? He looks at the woman. You're right, Lizzie. I've done enough explaining here. No, he hasn't. Not yet. Where'd the overpowering happen? Weren't you fucking listening? Fucker came to our bar. It happened right here. Kinda want to save before we do this. I don't know if we can, though. I have other questions first, though. We'll get back to that. When did it happen? You don't have to keep answering questions. The fixer turns to remind Titus. I know, Lizzie. Relax. He takes a sip. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week. How long have you known him? Known him? We don't associate with scum like that, asshole. Yeah, who do you think we are? Quiet, Titus gives Glenn a stern look. Came around about 3 weeks ago when the Pines cow first sailed into town. Happy? By the Pines cow, do you mean Joyce Messier, the representative for Wild Pines? The lieutenant pretends to check his notebook. The same company you're striking against? No, he stresses. I mean, the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what? He rubs his chin, pretending to mull it over. Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough. That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. She turns to you. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last question. Alright, let's try this red. We did it. Titus is solid as a rock, and so are a few of the others, but... First, tell me who's solid. Elaine. The man looks like he might be Titus's right-hand man. The least antsy of the bunch. Definitely not his first time being questioned by police. This little rat-faced fellow is solid too. Always fidgety, yes, but no change there. Eugene, neither. Mostly keeps his tomato juice or whatever he's got there. Who's cracking? This one. He's sweating profusely and has difficulty breathing. They've smartly kept him out of the conversation thus far. Definitely the weakest chain. Hey, you. You having trouble breathing over there? No. He looks up startled, his forehead shiny from sweat. A few coiled locks are peeking out from underneath his warm woolen hat. Of course he's having trouble breathing. Look how fucking fat he is. The man next to the big guy bursts out laughing. Fuck off, Shanky. The big boss steps in. Angus is a powerful guy, all muscle. You keep your eye on this powerful guy. Sooner or later he's gonna break like a piece of twig. Something you're not telling me. And fuck you too, Copper. Picking on Angus like this. We're done with this schoolyard shit. And just so you know, he doesn't have trouble breathing. This one's a stone wall. You won't get more out of them about the night of the murder. Not yet. I have other questions. So why don't I just arrest you? Yeah, lawman. He takes a step closer, fixing his ball cap. Why don't you? It's almost an anthropological sight watching him try to assert dominance over you. Not in the arresting mood? His mean little eyes come alive with hatred. By your side, the lieutenant keeps his hand away from his holster. You hear the nylon of his coat hiss as he steps closer. Easy. Walk back from the provocation. They're armed. They outnumber us. The lieutenant tries to establish eye contact with you. While the little rat-faced man reaches into his sleeve, there's a knife in there. Some of the others reach for their belts, their eyes alight. Easy now, let's just talk. Wise move. He leans back against the table. He made the right choice there. Now, make another one and get the fuck out of our booth. We're not going to do this again. What are we going to do now? Nothing. Her reply comes sharp. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martin and go back to your stations where you belong. I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus. The lieutenant closes his notebook. I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder, even if this is a group responsibility. We're going to look into this. Good luck with that. He grabs another beer. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is going to hear from us real law officials. You're lucky you don't get a beating. We are not going to establish authority. We have an 8% chance of succeeding, and it's going to not work out. I told you already, I spoke to Everett and he said you'd cooperate. Oh, so you went and talked to my mommy and now she's making me play with you? He spits, is that it, lawman? And what's going to happen if we don't? The little guy leans forward. You going to go and tell on us? Why don't you push me some more and find out, Gimp? You going to let him talk to me like that, Titus? He turns his eyes full of hurt to the big man. Let's see, he chuckles. Yeah, I guess I am, you big pussy. He turns back to you. The old man sent word you'd be around again. That's the reason I'm being so forthcoming with you. Don't wear it out. It took an army to bend Titus to his will, but having Everett back you up like that did seem to have some effect. So we are now at 28. We need more authority. I'm gonna take off now. And actually, that's pretty much the end of our video. We really went... Actually, we can get some money from her, I think.
Just a moment.
The old woman turns back to the cafeteria manager. She's agitated, judging by the way she keeps pulling at the frayed edge of her blanket.
And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, Mum.
My apologies for the quick cut there.
It's fine. I understand. Thank you anyway.
She
I'm
turns
glad to see you again, dear.
She turns back to us with a weary smile. Good day, ma'am. Everything all right?
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working. The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
She sighs. Wait, what's wrong with the phone line?
The manager was vague about it.
She frowns. Why would he be vague about phone problems? Is this something to look into later? Ask Art, maybe. Why'd you need to use the phone?
To let the young woman who is house-sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and Gary were supposed to be back on Monday night, but they're still missing and I haven't heard from them. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
Okay, I'll bite. Has your husband gone missing before?
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully. But you have more important things to worry about.
She glances out the window towards the bay. What was this expedition your husband was on? Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down to the coast, across the river, or across the waterlock, to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday, she sighs. What could be keeping them? Wait, who's this Gary person? Do you trust him? She smiles. Oh, sweetie, it's nothing like that. Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with my husband's life any day. Are they in a rough neighborhood? There's a nameless old fishing village nearby, but we've never had any trouble there before. She stops and continues worried. There's a lot of crime around here, isn't there? I can't say that it's the best part of town, but I wouldn't worry too much about a pair of grown men traveling together. Do it. Find her husband. This will surely lead to a cryptozoological mystery with an extremely rare insect. Some fringe science is exactly what's needed right now. Spice up that vanilla murder investigation. This sounds like police business. I'll help you find your husband. Are you sure we have time to go chasing after bug hunters just now? The lieutenant tilts his head towards the vigilantes in the cafeteria. I did suggest we play it cool, but just a little side thing. We'll do it down the line. He sighs. If you say so. Oh, thank you, officers. Truly, I'll be right here if you come across any sign of Morel. So your husband is some kind of scientist? Oh yes, she says with a pinch of pride. A zoologist. A cryptozoologist, to be more precise. What is cryptozoology? It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends. The lieutenant sounds unimpressed. That's one opinion, yes, and people are entitled to their opinions. She's used to playing off such insults casually, but they still affect her. My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby. It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious. Searching for such a species is called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research. The quality of research at Revacholian universities has been on the decline, but you doubt there was ever a time when cryptozoology was embraced by the academic elite. We could try a suggestion. Maybe you could convince her to tell us about some cool cryptids. Sometimes the most charming thing you do is to be reasonable in your requests. Could you tell me about one, just one interesting cryptid? I suppose you could use a break, and I could use a distraction. The lieutenant throws you one of his looks. One cryptid, like you said? One. This can't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza. We have things to do. Okay, Kim, just one cryptid, promise. He nods and assumes a waiting posture. Ooh, tough choice there. The most dangerous. Actually, is that a cryptid in the pen you gave me? Yes. It's the kind of green ape, half war story, half undiscovered species in the genus Homo. War story? Yes, it was reported by soldiers in the TNN during the war. The kind green ape would visit bunkers during the night, healing wounded soldiers with its saliva. Wow, with its saliva? Yes, it has amazing healing qualities. Some soldiers reported growing back limbs, regaining their sight. And there's something about an undiscovered subspecies of man? Indeed there is. It's our closest relative among the cryptids. Same taxonomic family, different genus. Which is to say, the same green ape is a species with which we share a common ancestor that evolved parallel to our own, just like your partners. I knew it, Kim. Actually, I'm pretty sure Kim is the same species as us. To suggest otherwise is stupid. No, we'll go with the first one. I knew it, Kim. You're not human. He gives Lena a communicating something between disgust and exasperation. Ma'am, you're confusing him. Please don't misunderstand me, either of you. Human, as it is used in everyday speech, is hardly a taxonomical category. For all intents and purposes, you can be thought of as human. She looks at the lieutenant genially, though Sealites do have some distinguishing characteristics, different advantages, if you will. Yes, advantages such as the flakier texture of steelite earwax, or so I've heard. Nothing inspires pride in one species quite like speculative evolutionary biology. Perhaps we've had enough of that for the day. Alright, this has been educational. Sadly, we need to discuss something else because I said we'd only do one. Of course, dear. Tell me more about this rare insect your husband's looking for. Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating, but I shouldn't bore you with the entomological minutiae. She catches herself. Lieutenant gives you a sideways glance. No, I want to hear about the insect. Well, she hesitates. It's a phasmid, technically, but... Ah, yes. Phasmatodia, a diverse group of insects whose bodies resemble twigs, leaves, that sort of thing. Ghost insects, colloquially. Oh yeah, here comes the interesting. Where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one is a living reed. It disguises itself among the other reeds here on the Insulindian coast. She looks you in the eye and nods thoughtfully, hence its name, the Insulindian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering the phasmid with us officers. I knew it, the lieutenant sighs. We're going to be chasing made-up insects with cryptozoologists. It's not made-up, officer, I can assure you. It's simply elusive, so much so that most establishment zoologists doubt it exists at all. Is it dangerous? She chuckles to herself. No, not at all. Why would it hide itself so carefully? What makes you think the phasmid is around here? Well, some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local newspaper about their encounter with a ghost insect that looks like the reeds. Gary sent us the clipping. So a newspaper clipping is all the evidence you have. Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the Insulindian phasmid perfectly, and I didn't even know what they were looking at. Enthusiasm has wiped the worry from her face. Her eyes sparkle behind her glasses. You seem really excited about this cryptid. I suppose I have something of a personal connection to the Insulindian phasmid. All scientists have their little hobby horses. Does it have cool powers? Yes, it can blend almost perfectly among the reeds. Her face lights up at the thought of it. It's how it's stayed hidden all these years. Centuries, even. Is it valuable? Oh, I doubt it. No one gets into the cryptozoology money for the money, sweetie. Okay, what's so special about it? Oh dear, I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. It is very special, the woman flushes with embarrassment. Morel can explain it all the better. I wish you could hear him describe it. Then you'd understand, I'm sure. Alright, tell me more about Morel. Looks, character, your relationship. Oh dear, I'm not sure where to begin. What's he look like? Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious from a small boy's, and his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle. Okay, let's try this again. If I was looking to meet him on the street, what would I look for? Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame. He has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even. The lieutenant pulls out a notebook and begins jotting down the woman's description. One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, just in case. How long have you been married? Well, we'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Her voice is soft, not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow. How'd you meet? Via a dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident, and he just divorced. We hit it off, and well, here we are. She smiles wistfully. She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later. Okay, I got it. I'm heading off. Thank you, ma'am. I didn't get any money from her. I should have asked her for money yesterday. She would have given us some. Oh well. And I think that's going to be the end of our video for today. I'm going to get back to work, finish up my day, and we'll do some Pathfinder Kingmaker. Like always, if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. I'll see you next time. Take care.